All right, welcome back. Now, I must say, looking at the chat wall, it's honestly pretty funny that none of you were able to go and guess it. And I think a big part of it is because, well, not many actually know about this. Because this was actually a news that I have received directly from my email. Because when you are a certified critic on Rotten Tomatoes, you actually get a whole bunch of emails on a daily basis telling you about many upcoming movies. Not really any of the major ones per se, but a lot of like smaller indie films. But this one, however, caught my attention, but maybe not in the right ways. It's just something that I feel like it's absolutely insane. And just by seeing it, well, it's something that I have to share with you all in here. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, brace yourselves, because this is actually something that is already out right now. In fact, the release date was actually on November 21st on the Friday. So as I am recording this, you could go and actually see it. But allow me to go and present to you the piece of madness that I have to witness, and now you must witness this as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out the trailer for the upcoming Asylum animated movie, A Winnie the Pooh Christmas.
In a magical corner of the world, there lived a very little bear who loved three things above all others: his friends, his cozy treehouse, and most especially honey.
And good honey to all.
Typical.
Yes, folks, that was A Winnie the Pooh Christmas, to which you can actually go and check it out right now. Now, I don't know where specifically you could go and find it, but it's out there somewhere. The movie is released, and I don't know if you could either watch it for free or you have to pay for it, but it's available now to go and see. And by the way, I might end up breaking some hearts in the chat wall, but is there a voice that sounds awfully familiar to you? Was there a voice that you have heard among that cast that kind of rings a bell or has a familiar tone to it? Well, if there is, that is because of Owl. In fact, let me just go and step back a little bit, you know? Let's go and actually reverse, and I want you guys to go and hear that specifically. Like, yep, there we go.
Missy, your Christmas presents have been stolen by the Heffalumps and Woozles.
Heffalumps and Woozles.
Yep. Oh, some of you got it right. That is indeed Bruce Campbell as Owl. So, yep, they managed to rope him in order to go and voice one of the characters in this godforsaken movie. Now, with that said, there's something that I gotta go and also show you, because when I received that email, the first thing that I saw was not this trailer, but it was actually this poster here that it just decided to go and present. And I just want to go and analyze this first and foremost. In fact, here, let me just go and actually do something, because here, without spoiling what the next story is going to be. Here, actually, let's just back that up. There we go. And then, where are you? Where the fridge is?
Join.
No, don't play it again. Okay, there we go. All right. There. Sorry, I'm not used to managing Windows. I'm more of a Mac person. But anyways, so this is the poster that I first saw with this Winnie the Pooh Christmas. And as you could tell, obviously, the poster is AI generated. This is clearly made with AI. And I just want to go and state that, honestly, this is something that should go and surprise literally no one, because we are talking about an Asylum movie. And of course, the Asylum would be the kind of company that would go and use AI in order to go and produce their animated features. So from there, yeah, like, it's shameful, but we are talking about the Asylum, so of course they have no shame. But with this poster here, there's just so much to go and analyze that, oh my God, it feels crazy to see. Like, first of all, like, you look behind, you can tell this is AI because the trees behind the gang, they are the most lazily decorated trees out there. Like, especially when the Christmas lights, they're just like, they're lazily wrapped around and like not even finished at that point. Like, they just look like sad Christmas trees, like an attempt to try to decorate, but they stopped like after 1 minute and that's it. But honestly, the craziest thing is when you look at the characters right in front. Like, first and foremost, Winnie the Pooh freaking towers over everyone. I mean, I get it. It's Winnie the Pooh. This is his movie. But still, though, it's kind of weird to see him this gigantic compared to literally every single other character. And I mean, sure, like, yeah, he's bigger than Piglet. That's one thing. But even Piglet kind of looks really tiny compared to everyone else. Like, normally it would be like Piglet and like Pooh's size would be like how Tigger is right now. In fact, even the size, like, I'll even just back up. The sizes are like way different when you see them in the actual movie. And this is not even to mention, by the way, if you go back over here, like, you could tell also that this is AI because this honestly has so many different features that the actual movie doesn't have. You know, like actual like textures with the fur all around the characters, and even that it has that shading, you know, the shading that only AI could go and actually create. That it looks fine at first glance, but you could tell that, you know, it's not man-made at all. So yeah, like, you look at Pooh and he's just so freakishly gigantic. And not to mention, like, this is something in both this and in the actual movie. Hold on a sec, sorry. Let's just back it up. But something in the actual movie that I find so funny, that there are like inches of trying to really copy Disney without surpassing any copyright infringement. And that is with the scarf. The fact that he has this large red scarf that is almost like a shirt, but you see Pooh kind of wearing it like a poncho, rather it be in the movie or even in this poster. Like, they know very well what they're doing. They're trying to copy Disney's Winnie the Pooh without actually being Winnie the Pooh. But to go back to the other characters, you also look at Tigger and you look at Eeyore with how they are just at shoulder height at Pooh. So that's another thing that just feels weird to see this small Tigger compared to like the gigantic Winnie the Pooh. And I've already commented on Piglet, but I just want to say, out of all the characters and literally out of everything in this entire poster, the weirdest one of them all is Rabbit. Why in the name of fridge is Rabbit so tiny? I think he's even smaller than Piglet here, but it's just kind of crazy to see, like, you know, you got the giant Pooh, and then you got Tigger and Eeyore that are like okay size, and then you got Rabbit, who like shrunk so much. Like, why is he's almost the same height as Piglet? Like, why? Like, what the fridge is this? Even, oh my God, page unresponding. Even this window is not having any of it. You know it's bad when even this freaking internet window is looking at this poster and is like, no, I'm done. I am freaking done with this. You know what? Okay, fine. Let's get out of that. Let's calm the computer down, because like even that cannot go and process that weird poster that we have just seen. So yeah, and like even looking at this, like the animation it, like, okay, there's no denying it just looks bad, but it's honestly hilariously bad, especially when you can tell everything is just straight up mocap. Instead of actually doing any form of animation, they're just doing motion capture with all the characters. And you could tell with like this hyper realistic style movement, especially with characters like Pooh. And it just, it looks strange. I mean, the most that I could compliment with it is that, okay, it kind of looks better than Food Fight, but still, like, especially with the reactions, there's just something about it that looks absolutely strange. And honestly, the weirdest one of them all has to be Tigger, because there are several instances like right over here, for some reason, they gave Tigger teeth. Like, what is this? And there are some shots where, like, it can be extremely prominent. Like, oh boy, like, hold on. Oh yeah, like this one here. Oh God, look at this. Look at Tigger. What is happening to Tigger here? Oh my Lord. He's opening his mouth way too much. And it's at the point where it's like, his mouth is so wide, you can even see the gums. What is this? Oh God! Oh Lord! It's like, oh God! What is happening here? Did his jaw muscles give up on him? It's just like, oh God! Oh my! Oh, and that's Roo. That's Roo. They gave Roo teeth, and they gave Roo teeth. And the freaking tongue. Oh God, this is not natural. What is this? What is this? And this is supposed to be like a cute, fun little movie. Oh geez. And even like the plot line that they have going on, it's supposed to be like, oh, we need our presents back from the Heffalumps of Woo. There's just, I don't know, man. I feel like there's just so much of it where nothing is right. And and the more I look at this, like, speaking of like copyright infringement with the way they design Winnie the Pooh, like, it's just everything about it. It feels like it's one step closer to being legit copyright infringement, because even like the color tones, so much of it, like with the colors that the characters have, I mean, like, you got Eeyore that has like the same shades of gray that Disney's Eeyore has. And you also got Rabbit over here, which thankfully he's not stupidly tiny as much as he was in the poster, but he's all yellow. And the thing, this is honestly the living proof right here. Like, if the poster is not already a major tell, you could tell that this is straight up made with AI, or at least there was a lot of AI that was involved, especially when it comes to the character designs, because on top of the designs looking a little bit too familiar to what they did with Disney, there's just also the factor that with the way that they are, the way that they are drawn, well, I guess you could say the way that they're like drawn if they were in 2D, there's just so much of it that, of course, it is AI. My point that I want to make is that, of course, it is AI, because they're taking the Winnie the Pooh iconography, most of which is what Disney made, and the AI generators would go and create something like this. Honestly, this is something that I feel like we need to go and bring like an actual lawyer to go and inspect if this would actually be allowed. Like, oh, excuse me, folks. Just need to get that out of my system again. But the thing is with this is that, like, yes, I know that when it comes to Winnie the Pooh, it is public domain. It's been a few years now since Winnie the Pooh and even characters like Tigger, like, they're all in the public domain. But still, just because it is in the public domain, that doesn't mean that you can use literally any image of the characters in order to go and actually create your version of Winnie the Pooh. And that's what I'm wondering. Like, when you do look at this, you know, you look at the characters' designs, you look at the color palette, you look at the way they try to create their own version of Winnie the Pooh. Would this be considered enough to get a pass and not actually count as copyright infringement? Or would this be considered close enough to raise the alarms for Disney and to call this thing out? Because honestly, I feel like it's kind of a very iffy situation, because it feels like, yeah, there are some distinct differences where you could tell it's not the Disney version, but there's so many similarities where it could easily fool people into believing this is like a new Disney's Winnie the Pooh, and especially like, as I mentioned, like with all the colors, and even with Winnie the Pooh himself, where the designs look a lot like what you'd find with Disney's Winnie the Pooh, and even like the red scarf is trying a little too hard to emulate Winnie the Pooh's red shirt that he would have in the Disney iconography with it. So that's one thing I'm wondering if this would be a concern for Disney lawyers, or if this actually is enough in order to get a pass. I don't know. I guess it would determine if Disney would want to go and take action on this. But my point is that it's very obvious that AI was heavily involved with this. And of course, Asylum would use AI. But overall, though, yeah, I think it's no surprise that, like, you don't have... This is one of those cases that just by watching the trailer alone, you could tell that this movie is bad. You could tell that it's just awful, especially with the animation, the way it used AI in its promotional material, and in terms of the characters' designs, the way, you know, just by everything they would go and present is such a weird anomaly with the fact that this exists, and this is just Asylum's way to go and try to capitalize on the success of Winnie the Pooh, or just on the fact that Winnie the Pooh is in the public domain, and try to capitalize on Disney's success with Winnie the Pooh. It's just, honestly, it's one of those crazy stories that I have to bring up and that I have to discuss in this podcast, because again, it's one of those things that really does emphasize the cartoon and the crazy. So yeah, I know some people might not be happy with its existence, or maybe might not be happy with the fact that I'm even promoting this in the first place just by talking about it here. But honestly, I just need to express some place to go and talk about, because this cannot go on its own without someone pointing out what the fridge is that. So if you guys are interested in actually seeing this, keep in mind, it's available right now. It is released. But with that said, though, now I would like to go and pass this on to the chat wall. And I want to ask you all, what did you guys think of the trailer of A Winnie the Pooh Christmas? Did this catch your attention to the point that you want to watch it? Are you guys going to be stepping far away from it? Let me know what you all think. Or if you have any additional questions, feel free to ask. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Okay, I have one question. What the hell did I just watch? I mean, the animation looks like it was created in 10 minutes. It looks like fugly as hell. It used AI to extent that it's borderline criminal, and and the sizing is so inconsistent that Ant-Man has more consistent size. Disney lawyers will have a field day when they see this, because when they do, they are hungry. Yeah, you're telling me, dude. What the balls was that? The animation is dildos, the voice acting is really off, and what blackmail does the Asylum have on Bruce Campbell? Did they threaten to leak the Cars 2 Locust cut? In short, do not want. I mean, I should be glad this isn't another piece of AI slop, but wait, that poster cemented it as such. What are they doing? You know, the funny thing is, when I received that email about a Winnie the Pooh Christmas, no joke, they were mainly advertising Bruce Campbell. Like, of course he was in Evil Dead, but they also emphasize like, oh, it's Bruce Campbell who voiced in other cartoons like Cars 2 and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. So honestly, in that regard, it's like when you're pointing those two movies out and then you're telling us he's now voicing in an Asylum movie, I feel like that transition, honestly, it's like, doesn't seem that far off in the first place. It's like, you know, when you put it like that, I think I know why Bruce is in something like this now. Okay, anyways, why does Roo have a blue shirt? I can't believe I'm saying this, but Disney sued the ever-loving crap for stealing that specific design for this character. Ooh, actually, that is a good eye because, oh, where was it? Like, sorry, I gotta go back, but, oh... Oh yeah, with the Tigger with like the with the frozen jaw with his muscles like out like yeah, it is true. Roo does have a blue shirt. You know, like it is a t-shirt and it's not like a long sweatshirt, and the blue is darker than the Disney version usually, I believe. But no, that is actually a good eye. That is it does feel like an element that, again, they completely stole from Disney. Oh my goodness. But anyways, where was I? Oh yeah. Honestly, I'm glad that it's not a Winnie the Pooh horror movie. I don't hate the designs. They're not the best, but I was expecting much worse for this budget. Bruce Campbell, really? Cars 2 and Tangled the series was better for you, man. This was a waste of public domain. At least the horror stuff tried to be different. Exactly. And like with the horror stuff, like with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, you know that they didn't really use actual AI in order to craft that. I mean, at least like I've only seen the first movie and that one absolutely sucked, but at least they're doing something different and something original. This, on the other hand, they're just straight up trying to be like Disney. So much so to the point that you kind of question if it would be copyright infringement or not. I mean, I'm not a professional lawyer. Again, I am asking if there is like a professional lawyer who can step in and can determine if this would be considered actual copyright infringement to the point that Disney could take action. But still, though, it's like you could tell so easily that the Asylum is just trying to copy Disney's Winnie the Pooh and even using AI for that. Let's see what other comments are there. So what did many animation reviewers online say about supporting indie animation? Is this the indie animation they want to support? I don't think so. Joking aside, this version of Winnie the Pooh looks god-awful. So god-awful that I want to experience this. I love movies so bad that they're good, and this is definitely one of them. But screw the Asylum for using AI for the poster. That I can foul on. Thanks for ruining Christmas already, Asylum. Yeah, I mean, like, as I'm recording this, like, we're only about a month away from Christmas, and already this is, you know, like, just want to go back, like, already... This is the freaking Christmas that they're giving us. Freaking frozen, dead muscle jaw Tigger here. All right, let's see now. I have no idea what I just watched. This looks absolutely horrible, but it looks hilariously bad, even from the animation, the voice acting, and just the writing in general. This truly is fantastically, fascinatingly bad. Then again, it's from the Asylum, so really I'm not that surprised, not to mention the use of AI on the poster and in the movie. Seriously, I haven't seen a movie that looks this hilariously bad since Ice Cube's War of the Worlds. Yeah, honestly, it is it is one of those things where you could tell that like it's so, like, maybe for some people, they'll actually get some enjoyment out of it. I think that's probably the best case scenario, where it's so bad, it's actually very entertaining. That could be the case. And I've already seen some people asking if I am going to be doing an AniMat watches. Maybe not this year, but I'll probably think about it. Maybe like for next Christmas or something. But yeah, honestly, that's like probably the best you can get out of this, is that it is so bad it can actually give you a laugh. All right, I think I'll go and read one more comment, and then we're going to go on to our next break. So let's see. If I want a CGI Winnie the Pooh project, I would rather watch episodes of My Friend Tigger and Pooh. And we're also talking about a Winnie the Pooh preschool series where an episode predicted one of the dances in Fortnite and pre-Nimona Chloe Grace Moretz as Darby. Oh, wow. Actually, we'll do one more. Actually, one more comment here. Let's see. This trailer definitely is one piece of poo. The animation is all over the place. Tigger does not sound like Tigger, the same Tigger we all know and love. Okay, yeah, that's perfectly common. So, like, you don't want to go exactly like Tigger's voice in the Disney movie, because then that would be legit copyright infringement. And why is Owl voiced by the mayor for the first Cloudy movie? Well, I mean, again, going from Cloudy to an Asylum movie, not that far off. Anyways, as much as Pooh is in the public domain, the way they designed the characters felt a bit too much like the Disney designs. The Disney lawyers will definitely get the Asylum's butt in court. This looks like something for a new AniMat watches for next month. Again, I don't think I'll be doing it next month, but maybe next year. It's just that, you know, with next month, my schedule is already filled to the brim with both the holidays and my videos. So just want to clarify that there. But yeah, that was a Winnie the Pooh Christmas. So if you guys are morbidly curious to go and watch it, it's out now. It's out there somewhere. I don't know, but it's out in the wild. So feel free to witness this thing right here.